Hello and welcome. You have tuned into WION Sports Extra, your one-stop destination for all things sport. I am Nikhil Mathur and I'm joined by my sports editor Digvij Singh Deo and by my colleague Vidur Kathuria. The Premier League season kicks off in 3 days and we are going to review all the top teams, beginning first with Liverpool. Can the Reds challenge for the title? That's what we are going to discuss in this live. I have to begin by asking, is the midfield revamp complete?
Well, Liverpool's strange story. In fact, they started out by wanting to revamp the midfield. I'm not sure they wanted Fabinho and Henderson to go. But that also means they have a war chest. I think between Henderson and Fabinho, it's what, 60 mil? 60 million? Around about 60 million? I mean, that 60 million will get them a decent midfielder. A decent holding midfielder to replace Fabinho. If they get that right, great. But I still think the problem is in defense. Just going through the list of preseason games they played, even those teams we haven't heard from in Germany, they conceded goals over there. There was a 4-4 game over there. Lost 3-4 to Bayern. This is very similar to where Klopp's teams were before Alisson and before Van Dijk came in. I mean, and Liverpool, the year they won the Premier League and then the previous year the Champions League was all built on defensive solidity. Yeah. So this is going to be a great team going forward. I can assure you that. But the neutrals may enjoy this. People like Vidur and Subhashish Nandi and certain Digvijay who end up watching Liverpool games. Edge of the seat moments for us for sure. I think last season was an aberration. I just think that the stress of what it took out of them to challenge for all 4 titles till the last of the season, that took a lot out of them. Injuries didn't help as well. But you can't write them off. The team doesn't go bad suddenly. The core of the team is still the same. They're still the Salahs of the world. I mean, Van Dijk, Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, new role for him. So write them off at your own peril. Do they have it in them to beat Man City? They need a lot of goals. And those goals will have to come from Darwin Nunez, Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz, if he's fully fit. They have the personnel to do damage. Yeah. Well, and now with McAllister coming, box to box, they just need that holding midfielder to shield them. Because let's not forget, Fabinho was phenomenal for them for 3 or 4 seasons. Yeah. He had a bad season last year.
So they are being linked to Romeo Lavia for that midfield position. Do you think if they sign him, that would make a strong midfield?
Oh, definitely. I think Lavia talks have been on for a while now. Southampton are obviously asking for more money. Liverpool have been in talks for a while. I think that deal will get over the line. And overall, if you look at Liverpool's midfield, even though you cannot call it a complete revamp, but 3 strong midfielders have come in and they offer different things. Remember, McAllister is a World Cup winner and he's a proven Premier League player. Szoboszlai, obviously, he's only played in the Bundesliga, but he's a very good set-piece taker. And we've already seen that in pre-season. So he adds a different dynamic to the Liverpool midfield, which was desperately needed. Now, as Digvijay touched upon the point last time, the core of the team, like the backbone of the team, is more or less the same. Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson, and
Trent, Robertson.
Yeah. So, and which obviously, won everything there is to win. And if you look, the signings that Liverpool made to win those titles, they were just 2 or 3 signings, which completely changed the face of the club. So sometimes you don't need a complete revamp of the squad. Those couple of signings, moving the pieces here and there, they make a very, very big difference.
And also the reasons they haven't signed, what people don't realize, I think Klopp is also sort of very happy with the way those boys performed in the European under-21s. Curtis Jones played a huge role over there. So you obviously now expecting him to play a much more bigger role. Harvey Elliott, we know the talent that is there.
And Bacetic was good.
Bacetic.
Yeah.
Listen, he has to trust those kids. Yeah. Remember where was Trent Alexander-Arnold when Klopp came in, but he made him one of the best in the world. So Jurgen Klopp is not a person who's going to be happy with the 5th place. It's a 5th place. Yeah. It's not Champions League. Yeah. Okay, this is a man who's used to winning now. With Liverpool, the bar has been raised high. This is not the Liverpool of the Gillett and Hicks era. This is a Liverpool which, since 2018, has challenged for the titles. Yeah. Any sort of title, be it the Europa League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, the Club World Cup. They won the whole lot under Klopp. He's not sitting here, and he's made it very clear last season when people were calling for him to be sacked, that I have built this team, I am seeing it collapse, but I will build a new team before I go. And I'll make sure I leave a Liverpool team on the top of the podium. Yeah. This is Klopp's make or break season. If he doesn't deliver this year, he's gone.
Yeah, he's the longest serving manager in the Premier League at the moment among the managers that are there.
I think second longest is Pep. Pep came a year later.
Yeah.
7-8 months later.
Yeah. But I think my personal assessment is Liverpool are going to play chaotic football in terms of they'll be attacking because all the midfielder like McAllister and all, they are direct midfielder. Like they will make those goals and those assists. But
they need an N'Golo Conte.
Yeah, they don't have a holding midfielder. That's what I'm going to say because they will.
Let's be fair. I know you're talking about
Lavia is still young,
but you look at what Fabinho did.
Exactly.
In that team, that great Klopp team, he was the shield.
Yeah.
He used to mop it up
and
take one for the team, as they say.
Exactly. So Liverpool are going to score a lot of goals, but they are going to concede a lot of goals because they don't have the midfielder to hold it. And if Van Dijk doesn't get back to the levels that he was a couple of seasons ago, it's going to be interesting for the neutral.
Interesting for the neutral, but you don't win a championship on the basis of playing a buccaneering style of football.
That's what Ferguson said.
Maybe you'll do well in a cup competition.
Yeah.
But not the league, not a 38 match league.
Exactly. No. The great Alex Ferguson said that if you want to win a league, you need to have a good defense. That's how you win leagues.
I think defense is a concern, as Digvijay pointed out, in pre-season, conceding 4 goals against second division outfits, conceding 4 goals against Bayern Munich. Pre-season is never, you shouldn't, read too much into pre-season, but yes, the defense definitely, and it's a very important season for Virgil van Dijk. He's club captain now.
Captain now. Yeah.
And he had a very poor last season. Now he has to be a leader on the pitch as he was in the first 3-4 seasons. Let's not forget that Van Dijk was arguably the best centre-back in the Premier League for a good 2-3 seasons.
He was probably the best centre-back in the world. I mean, he was finished second in the Ballon d'Or. No, sorry, in the FIFA
Messi.
Best as well.
Yeah, and there was
Lewandowski.
No,
Messi.
Behind Messi. And there was a very good case of him being named the best player in the world. But, of course, these are all, past things. He has to step up and deliver. And so does Trent, who,
vice captain now.
Yeah, vice captain. His defense has always been called into question.
Suspect. Yeah, but they use him in a hybrid role.
Yeah,
but see, Jurgen Klopp is never going to change that philosophy. His marauding fullbacks are the reason Liverpool became the Liverpool which was so feared. And I think, the biggest loss they had was money. Not as much as Salah. Because Salah, despite people like us thinking he had an off-season, he had great numbers.
Yeah, his numbers are always
Numbers were very good.
His worst season is probably better than a lot of strikers in the league.
So, we have a few comments.
Okay.
Osman says...
He's been there before. I remember the name.
Thanks, Osman.
Thanks for coming back.
The Premier League is a battlefield. Liverpool will need to convert their chances and avoid dropping points against smaller teams. Good point. I think, talking about chances...
But that's been their problem, right?
Talking about Liverpool's attack. A very important thing is Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, who performed very well last season, were missing for most of the previous season.
Yeah.
And they are now back. And these two have proven themselves. Diogo Jota is a goal scorer in the Premier, proven goal scorer. Luis Diaz had a phenomenal first 6 months. They have goals in them. And of course, it's now the attack, whatever
Nunez has been there for 1 season now. And that factor is off, that is adapting to the league.
Yeah.
The benchmark is Erling Haaland, and he has not come cheap. But clearly they've seen something in him. He's a battering ram. If he gets it right, Liverpool are going to be laughing all the way to the bank.
Let's look at Liverpool's attackers in the squad. Mohamed Salah.
Only one person on the right. Only one person on the right.
Okay. Mohamed Salah, Darwin Núñez, Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota. 5 high quality players
will walk into any team, any given moment.
So, and when we always speak about squad, the strength of the squad, when you're competing with the likes of Manchester City, even Arsenal now, have a very good squad. So, even if there are a couple of injuries, we have seen a couple of these players have been injury prone. Now Liverpool have a solid attack. But again, you have to be clinical. None of these players, were clinical last season.
Yeah.
All of them missed a lot of chances, as Usman said. Salah, of course, he has goals in him, but he also misses a lot of chances. Liverpool now need to be exceptionally
You look at the Salah, Firmino and Mane triumvirate. Salah, Mane have always 20 goals, or around about there.
Yeah.
Even if Salah would get, say, 25, Mane would be there at 20. And Firmino would be there for 14 or 15. You need that front five. Let's say front five, right? You rotate it. But that front five needs to get at least 60 goals.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another comment. Kunawatro, thanks. Liverpool's depth in the squad will be an advantage over a long campaign, as we were just discussing. Now they have a proper squad. We had a couple of comments before. I think I missed them. Sundar, thank you for your comment. I think Liverpool has the potential, but they'll need to maintain consistency throughout the season. That's important because last season, Liverpool used to... It's not like they didn't win games. They won 2 on the bounce, then suddenly they lost another game. They used to win 2-3, and then there was no consistency.
And in the end, I think they went on an 11-game unbeaten streak or something.
Yeah, which wasn't enough to get them into the Champions League. So, yes, consistency is key. So,
Okay.
should we
Yeah, let's take the poll.
poll? Can Liverpool challenge for the Premier League title? Yes, 42%.
Not
no,
bad.
58.
Not bad.
58%. So, yes, of course, after the season they had last time.
No,
it's
realistically,
fair. It's
where will
fair.
they finish? Let's look. Liverpool should finish realistically in the top 3. And I think they have the squad to finish ahead of Arsenal. City have to blow it.
But what's your prediction? What do you think?
Oh.
It's gonna be?
City won. I'm not sure Liverpool or Arsenal. But squad, looking at man-to-man, Liverpool should be 2. Liverpool should be 2, Arsenal 3, United 4.
Very, very early season predictions. So, probably we
No,
absolutely
but
not.
I'm looking at how Chelsea, to get in the top 4, need to climb 8 spaces. It's Pochettino's first season.
Yeah.
Give him some time. Won't happen. Spurs, disarray. If they lose Kane, then
Then
Spurs are probably 9-10. I don't see the Brightons and the Newcastles of the world doing what they did for 2 seasons in a row. You can pull it off 1 season, but
Yeah.
2 seasons in a row, not possible.
I'd be very surprised if Newcastle finish in the top 4 again. Could happen, but they will have Champions League football this time.
Okay, we forget. You have to factor that in.
Yeah,
Liverpool
yeah.
have no Champions League.
Yeah. They will be in the Europa League, so European competition will be there, which means more games, but they have the squad. I think my prediction, Man City overwhelming favourites, number 1. My optimistic prediction for Liverpool is 2nd. I think Arsenal will finish 3rd.
But it's either or, right? It's 2 and 3. Those 2.
Yeah. And Manchester United will complete the top 4.
What if they get Neymar? If United get Neymar, are you looking at United in top 3, top 2?
Well, City.
But let's be honest. The moment you get 1 out of the way, 2, 3, and 4 doesn't matter.
Yeah.
it
This
does.
is when you know that City are going to be runaway favourites. 2, 3, and 4 is actually playing for next season. There's nothing there that season. Yeah.
True.
Okay. So, what do we have on our show?
India versus Pakistan, not cricket. Fir dil do hockey ko, as they say. It's a big hockey game. In fact, these 2 arch rivals last played in India in 2016, but it wasn't full strength. The last time you have seen a full strength India versus full strength Pakistan was the 2014, I think it was the Champions Trophy in Bhubaneswar, and it was a very controversial game because remember those lewd gestures and all, Pakistan players, they got banned as well. So, lot riding on it. Indian team overwhelming favourites. My problem with India, because I was there at the World Cup this year, they don't play very well under pressure. And on skill alone, they should thrash this Pakistan team. But again, it's an India-Pakistan game. There's pressure. And Chennai, it's not a partisan crowd. It's a good crowd. It's a good crowd which appreciates good sport.
Good sport. I remember that cricket match, the test
I've
match.
been there, India-Australia test match. Shane Warne getting a standing ovation. He broke the world record back then.
Pakistan,
Yeah.
The test match.
Well, when Sachin got out, right? That game.
99. Yeah.
So that's that. Tennis, the great comeback.
3 years, 8 months, and 2 kids later, former world number 1 Caroline Wozniacki made a winning return. She's in the second round, and she will face Wimbledon champion Marketa Vondrousova. So that's going to be a blockbuster clash.
Yep, absolutely. And what else is happening?
Well, Premier League season, as we just said, 3 days away.
Oh, just add, Harry Maguire's just gone. He's gone to West Ham, just on the flash. Yeah, Harry Maguire's gone to West Ham.
Good signing for West Ham.
And good news for Manchester United fans. Some of them.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
But Wolves are going to start the season probably. Actually, they might have Gary O'Neill will take charge by then, but just 3 days before the
Well,
new
interesting
season.
story. Apparently, he wanted to walk away 40 days ago.
Yeah.
And Julian Lopetegui has left. And listen, this is the guy who's won a Europa League. He was coach of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And he was also coach of Spain, who actually didn't coach Spain at the World Cup because he was removed just before the World Cup.
And Wolves were being relegated.
Yeah,
he
he saved them
when he
relegation,
saved them,
yeah.
13th position. It's
So I think he was waiting till they found someone.
Yeah.
But I'm not too convinced Wolves are going to stay up right now.
difficult.
They have to balance the books. They've sold the best players.
players.
Yeah.
Raul Jimenez is gone. Ruben Neves is gone.
Captain.
Yeah. So yeah, it will be very tough for them to stay in the Premier League. But all that and much more on our show at 6:30 p.m. IST.
Sorry, we forgot. 360.
Surya
Yes.
Kumar.
Surya
Surya
Kumar
Kumar
Yadav.
Yadav.
360.
Yes,
This is
of
a
course.
360 show. We cover everything. Surya Kumar Yadav keeping India afloat in that series. So more on that 6:30 p.m. IST.